Recording.
All right. Would you mind saying your name and introducing yourself?
Hi, my name is Chris Rupp. I am a musician and YouTube artist from Minnesota, and I recently had hair transplants done over the last 5 years, and now I look like this.
Before you came to HRI, what did your hair look like?
You know, before I came to HRI, I was pretty much almost a cue ball. I kind of had the Friar Tuck look going on. So a few little strands in the top, and very thick on the sides, but nothing there. So I pretty much shaved it down all the time because it was just easier and give a consistent look. But I didn't like it. It's not what I wanted to be. I wanted to have options. I wanted to be 21 again. So I came to HRI to find out what those options were. And I found out a lot of information, and I eventually decided that the hair transplants were the direction I wanted to go because I wanted permanent hair. I wanted something that would, I could walk, have the wind going through it, I could go swimming with it, whatever, and it's just there because it's my hair that's been moved from the back to the top, and you can't even tell, and it's fantastic, and I love it.
So what was it like before you came to HRI when you were a bald rock star?
Before I checked this whole thing out, I was constantly dealing with having to not have the hair, and the other members in my band all had these gorgeous locks, and they were very blessed, and I was kind of the oddball out, and I don't want to be too vain, like whatever, it's life, we're all humans, but when you start thinking of all the PR aspects and the public look, you want to have a consistency to it, and so I started wearing hats all the time, which was fine, but also very limiting. I wanted to have options. So once I got this hair thing done, now I feel like I fit in with the rest of the band members without any issues, and it gives me a lot of freedom and flexibility throughout my entire life and everything I do socially, the social media stuff and PR things, or just being out and about, going out on a date or hanging out with my friends. Most of them would never know that I didn't have hair before.
What were some ways that you were coping with male pattern balding prior to coming in and talking to us?
Before I came into HRI, I was doing kind of what the limited options that I had. I was trying to approach them as best I could. So wearing a lot of hats, shaving my head down, have a lot of dark lighting, whatever you could do to just deal with it, and you just kind of accept it. Like this is my life now. This is the way my body has changed, and there's nothing you can do about it. And you kind of just try to psychologically come to terms with that. But then I found out there was options.
Gotcha. When did your hair loss begin, and how old were you when you decided to take action for your hair?
According to my girlfriend in high school, my hair loss began when I was about 18 years old, but I didn't notice it myself until I was 21, 22. And it was probably, 26, 27, where I finally said, okay, I can't pretend to have hair anymore. It's not working. I just have to start shaving it down, which was a better look for what it was, but it wasn't what I wanted. I didn't feel like my head looked as good. Some people can pull off the bald really well, but I didn't feel like it worked for me very much. So I wanted to have those options again. I wanted to look 10 years younger, and I was fortunate that my hair isn't really going gray, which was nice, which was another encouragement to go for the younger look. And I had a lot of thick donor hair in the back, so it was easy to put it up there. So it was an excellent choice for me.
What was the moment when you decided to take action to fix your hair?
When I was, 5 years ago, so I was 36, I'm 41 now, I was shooting a music video with some other musicians that were definitely younger than me, and I felt I didn't look like I matched with them. And I hated that feeling, again, because I do so much PR-related things. I wanted to match my look with them, and so I said, okay, let's see what the options are. Let's find out more information. Like, could I have hair again? I'd heard this as a possibility, and lo and behold, it actually was. So when I met with HRI, I just discovered a lot of different options that could be available to me. There's laser therapy, there are even toupee things, something like that, but I wanted a permanent solution. And I've discovered through consulting with them that there is one, and that's doing actual hair transplants from the back of my head to the front of my head, and that just felt like the right answer all around. I didn't want to have to take pills every day for the rest of my life.
Yeah. What were some of the benefits of doing a medical hair transplant that led you to choose that option?
When I was looking at all the different options in front of me, be it laser therapy, be it various drugs, the thing that really stuck out to me about doing the actual medical surgery hair transplant was that it was permanent and it was my hair, and it was a really gradual process and a natural process as the hair grew and came back in. It wasn't a jarring shock to my system and to the world in general. And I really liked that approach and that process, and it spoke to me. When I started investigating different options for doing the hair transplant, one name that came to my mind repeatedly was HRI. Now, I had heard a lot of advertisements on the radio endorsed by various local Minnesota celebrities, and when I got here, I was extremely impressed with the whole operation. I was very welcoming, no judgment, no pressure. It was like, these are the options. We'd love to help you if this works for you. If it doesn't, not a problem at all. And the staff was friendly, and the whole procedure was in and out in the same day. It was just an all-around great experience.
Yeah. And how has having hair changed your life?
I gotta say, having this hair has changed my life. Now I can shoot music videos with every option available to me. I can wear a hat if I want to wear a hat. I can do activities where I don't have to worry about my hair being an issue. I can do different styles with it now. I could dye it a different color if I wanted to. So just from a professional standpoint, it's been a blessing and a half. And socially, it's been wonderful too. I feel more attractive. I feel more natural. I feel that someone doesn't look at me and say, "Oh, he's balding." It's a nice place to be, and I'm really happy I did the procedure.
What's your favorite thing about having hair again?
I'd have to say my favorite thing about having hair again is the ability to look in the mirror each morning and have to make a decision about what I'm going to do with my hair. It's a funny thing, but when you haven't had it for so long and you used to have it, it's just great to have it back. It's a reminder that my life is normal again. And I have to, buy shampoo occasionally. I didn't do that for years. So it's wonderful just being normal again.
Mm-hmm. What advice would you give to people who are currently suffering from hair loss?
The best advice I would give to somebody who is suffering the effects of hair loss, be it from physical standpoint or psychological, is just be aware that you have options. If this is important to you and you want to spend the rest of your life having hair again like you did younger, be it male or female or whatever your situation is, you owe it to yourself to find out more about it. At least put the options in front of you so you know what you have. Even if you don't do it right now, maybe you do it a couple years from now. But if you don't do anything, then the answer is always no.
Mm-hmm. Do you wish that you had done your hair transplant sooner?
If I had to do it all over again, like so many things in my life, I would have, when I first started noticing my hair loss, I wish I knew the options at the time. So I could have started doing laser therapy and things like that to prevent the loss. But now that I've actually had the hair transplant, gosh, it's been such a change in my life. I wish I could have gone back and done it 10 years ago, back when I first started noticing it. So I never would have had to shave my head. I could have always had the hair I have now.
What are some things that you can do today when you have hair that you couldn't do before when you didn't have hair?
One of the things I absolutely love now that I have hair again is being able to, one, wear a hat, and if it falls off, it looks like I chose to wear a hat versus had to wear a hat. I love that every time I meet somebody now, this is how they know me. And they don't have that look of, oh, this is Chris, the guy who's losing all his hair. I'm never defined that way. And it's funny, I don't consider myself a vain person. And I think if I had been bald for the rest of my life, that's fine. But once you actually do it and you see the changes, it's a wonderful feeling and experience, and I'm really glad I've had the opportunity in my life to be able to have this done. And I would do it again in a heartbeat, and I can't recommend it enough for everyone else to try it out and see if it's right for you.
Do you feel more confident now that you have your hair back?
I feel more confident that I have my hair back. It's subtle in a lot of ways. You don't even notice until you stop and think about it. But yeah, if I go on a date now or something, it's just nice to know, like, yeah, I got hair. That's not a negative. And not that it should be a negative anyway. I don't want to put all kinds of stigmas on something like that. But it's a nice feeling to not have to roll with that in the first place.
What do you see when you look at yourself in the mirror today?
Oh, I just want to blow kisses at myself now with these luscious locks. Oh, it's nice. It's wonderful. And in a way, it's in a great place because it's I certainly look different than I did when I was 21 or 18 or something. But that's fine because it kind of, you're aging gracefully. But it looks like just little things, like a little bit back here, a little bit here. But it's just so nice to see the flowingness of the hair, and yeah, it's just good stuff. That's what I see. It's good stuff.
Yeah. What's the best part about having hair?
One of the best parts now about having this hair is the fact that I feel so much more confident in how I look, and every morning I wake up in the mirror, I see it's there, it's like, that's fantastic, and I can shape it and style it a little bit and go out in my day and think that I don't have to worry about that anymore. I don't have to feel self-conscious about it, I don't have to feel it makes me look older or less attractive or something like that. It feels good, and I like that a lot.
Well, thank you so much, Chris, for coming in. It's a real pleasure having you. Yeah.
My pleasure, Nate.